Let's talk about the Obama refi. What do I mean by that? Well, the new stimulus package has a refinance thing in it that says that if your house value is low, then we can help you out possibly on refinancing your house. Let me give you an example. Let's say you bought a house for $100,000. You put down 20%, $20,000, and now you have a loan for $80,000. And you did that 2 years ago. We do an appraisal on your house, and the appraisal comes in at $90,000. So you've lost 10% or $10,000. Well, that means in a normal refinance situation, we would have to put mortgage insurance on your loan. Well, the Obama refi allows you to refinance and not have to put mortgage insurance on your loan. So we can go in with a $90,000 value, refinance your $80,000 loan, and do it just like we did any other time as if it had $100,000. Matter of fact, we can do it up to 105% of what you owe. So if you owe $80,000, we can probably get an appraisal for around $75,000 and still be able to refinance you. Now there's some issues on this. Number one issue, currently you cannot do it if you have mortgage insurance. So if you bought a house for $100,000, you put down 5% and you got a loan for $95,000, you would have had to get mortgage insurance. If you have mortgage insurance, you do not qualify for this program. A lot of people bought what we call have piggyback loans when they bought their house. That means that you bought a house for $100,000 and you put a second mortgage on there. So you had an $80,000 first and maybe a $15,000 second. That was called an 80-15-5. Or you bought a house for $100,000 and you did a first mortgage of $80,000 and a second mortgage of $10,000, and that was called an 80-10-10. If you have one of those loans, you could potentially qualify for the Obama refi. The main issue there is that you have to get the person holding the second mortgage to agree to subordinate. So if your house if you paid $100,000 for it, and we send the appraiser out and he says it's only worth $90,000, and you have an $80,000 first and a $10,000 second, that's $90,000. So basically you have 100% loan to value or no equity. Obama will allow you to refinance that. But we've got to get the second mortgage to say, we will step aside and allow you to redo that first mortgage. That's called a subordination. So what do? First thing you have to do is you take the payment letter that you get or the coupon book or whatever you get from your mortgage company. Call the 1-800 number and ask them if you have a Fannie Mae mortgage or Freddie Mac mortgage. They'll be able to tell you that. You have to have a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac mortgage in order to qualify. If you have an FHA or VA or portfolio loan that some lender did, you do not qualify. So you have to have a Fannie or Freddie. Second question is, you call the person on your second mortgage and you ask them, would they be willing to participate in subordinating the second if you qualify for the first under the stimulus package? And they may tell you yes or no or give you some parameters on which they'll do that. We need to know that. If both of those are yes, then get in touch with your mortgage person, somebody like myself, and we'll help you work through it and we'll double check on it, make sure it all works out. So remember, the number one thing is you have to find out if you have a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac first mortgage, and you have to find out if you have a second if they will subordinate. If you do not have mortgage insurance or you do not have a second mortgage, then you're probably going to qualify as long as the appraisal, as long as your loan is within 105% of what it appraises for. So I hope that helps you out. Of course, if you have any questions, please call me. Oh, by the way, if you have a Fannie Mae mortgage, we can roll all of your closing costs in, so we can take the amount you owe and add your closing costs as long as that's within the 105% rule. If you have a Freddie Mac mortgage, we can roll in up to $2,500 of your closing costs. So in a lot of situations, we anticipate we'll do what we kind of call a partial no closing cost loan. So we'll be able to roll in $2,500, but we'll probably have to either bump the rate a little bit to pay the rest of your closing costs, or either you'll have to come out of pocket some. So I hope that helps, but feel free to give us a call.